Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Oh, hi. Hello. I know. So it's Sunday, so Sunday. I always sew on Sunday, and if you're sewing with me, then you do too. It's like the relaxed day where we can actually just sit and sew. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Understand, rubber band? Okay. So let's see who's all here real quick, and then we'll get to what I'm doing. We got Karen, Mary, Cheryl, Delia, Judy, Rosalind, Becky, Vicky, Lori, Tracy, Sharon, Shirley, Patricia, Joni, Cat Lady Who Sews, Debbie, Becky, and plenty more. Hi, everybody. So we had different plans for today. That's why there's question marks, because it was supposed to be a surprise. But there was different plans for today. My friend Eric was supposed to be here. That's right. He was going to be here, and we were going to play the fun game with the green fabric where we steal each other's blocks and you in the audience help us play the game. Well, Eric's car broke down on his way here, so he had to get towed, and his car took him to a mechanic shop, and they're closed till Tuesday, and then he had to Uber home, so he is not here. And we are not having any sewing exciting fun with a friend because he couldn't make it, which sucks, and I feel bad because he was coming here to hang out, and well, now he can't because his car's broke. So hopefully in the future, we'll keep our fingers crossed his car gets fixed good and he gets a new radiator because that's what he needs. And then he can come visit and we can play our game again. That's what we're hoping for. So that's what was supposed to happen today. Also, today has not, well, yesterday too, and the day before. I am severely, ultimately fatigued. I am so tired, it reads off of me. I can't help it. I don't know why I'm so tired. I slept the night. I slept the night before. I napped all day. I stayed in bed all day. I'm just tired. I can't control it. So if I seem a little off, it's just because whatever's wrong with me is causing me to be extremely fatigued. So last minute decision once I found out. Yeah, I have MS. You guys know. So it's uncontrollable when this stuff hits me, and it's hit me. So in the last minute decision, because I had already knew what we were going to do today, but it didn't happen because Eric couldn't come, I went into my fabric room and did a small search. As in, I just walked in, saw these 4 mini charms packs on a shelf and said, hey, these are collecting dust. I might as well use them, right? I don't want to get too complicated in anything I'm going to sew because I could barely make my grilled cheese sandwich for dinner because I was so tired. I was literally closing my eyes at the stove. So we don't want to fall asleep while sewing, you know? So I have decided there's 150 in each of these. Yeah, 150 each of these. So, and they're 2.5-inch squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pair them up. I'm going to cut these open and exactly how they are. I'm going to cut them off and do this right here. 4-patch, just like this. And so that makes 154 patches, which will make a little baby quilt because they'll be 4.5-inch squares. So that's what we're going to do today while we just sit and chat, keeping me awake, because if I sleep any more today, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. And well, that's a big problem for me. So I need to be awake and busy doing something. So I'm literally just going to cut the ribbon off of these, and we're just going to pull them as they are and sew them at the machine, running one after the other after the other. It may go quick because I sew fast, or it may take me all darn day. I have no idea.
Speaking of sewing fast, tell them about your long run.
Oh, speaking of sewing fast, I don't know if whoever was not on Eric's live last night, because we were on his live to finish the Tula. Well, for me, I finished my Tula butterfly quilt. No, I am not going to show it right now. I'll do it on another week. But while we were on his live, I discussed, because I haven't discussed with you guys yet, but if you were there, my long arm machine took up also. And it not only did it, well, it started before, but I got it working sort of good, and then I ruined a client quilt. Me and Scott spent the time to pick all the things out. I thought it got good again, and I was stitching along. I looked underneath, the tension looked okay. No, it was not. So I didn't ruin a client quilt, and I wasn't going to pick it out. So I just gave my client a discount and told her and to send her pictures. I mean, for you guys, it's probably not horrible. For me, it's horrible. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not client worthy, if that makes sense. It needs to be nice. Well, we took the machine apart, and when we turn the wheel on it, it's grinding. This whole entire time for like the last, I don't know, 5 days now of long arm quilting, when I was working on my, what is that called? Unicorn quilt, to when I switched to a client quilt, it's been making this strange grinding sound. Took the plate off, and he was turning the wheel from back, and it is bad. You can hear it's so loud with nothing else running and not continuously running. I oiled, I cleaned, I everything the machine. But anyways, we actually found, by going to the local quilt shop here, they have a new guy who has been working on sewing machines for 40 years, and he decided to get certified in handy quilter machines. Well, my machine is made by the handy quilter company. It's not a handy quilter, it's just made for SewingMachinePlus's specs. So that guy actually does house calls. So Tuesday, he will be here to fix my machine. Fingers crossed, guys. Put your fingers like this. Hopefully he could fix my machine and we don't have to drive to California to where it actually should go. But I'm trying to save the trip. It's a long drive to California, and I'm just too tired for it. And Scott and I both don't do well in car rides, which everybody out there knows I'm not a traveler at all. So, yeah, hopefully my long arm gets fixed, because I have more client work to do and more of my, I was supposed to be working on Skullover this weekend. That didn't happen, and it's not going to happen until the machine is fixed. Okay, so I'm just going to sew these just as they come, and we can just sit and hang out and chat while I sew 154 patches. Like I said, it's only going to make a baby quilt, because they're going to finish at 4 inches, and if you do like 11 by 13, I think it's like 130 something. 11 times 13 is 134, 6. I don't remember. Whatever. 142. I don't know. I'm going to make them.
Where's the shop in California?
The shop in California is in, hold on. There's a word for it. No, not Oceanside. Not San Diego. It's near San Diego. Word. San Marcos, California. All right, I'm going to bring these close to me. Why? Because I can. We're going to do these two, then those two, like this. Oh, and this has glitter on it. Oh, it's not the kind of glitter that's going to be everywhere, so that's a plus.
Ooh, let me.
No, it's not. It's not the kind of glitter that's going to get everywhere.
Okay,
oh, and it's only on a couple pieces.
It shouldn't be bad.
Shouldn't be bad. If you guys know me, you know I don't like glitter fabric. And obviously I have not pressed all this because it's been bundled up so long, it's kind of got a wrinkle in it, but we're just going to sew it anyway. One piece at a time, not two. I also cleaned my machine out yesterday. I actually showed it on Eric's live stream. A pile, like, I don't know, a little handful of dust out of this machine. So it sounds a little better because I cleaned it up, even though it definitely needs a super cleaning. It's almost cool enough to do that, but it's super hot outside and I can't do it till it's wintertime. They're going to be same 4 patches, so the fabric that's on in them are going to be the same, like the 2 blue squares, because this is an array of blues and teal. It'll be cute, whatever it turns out to look like. what's everybody up to. I can kind of see the chat, sort of, and ask questions. Yeah, Scott can make sure he reads the chat and asks me. I already told you what I had for dinner today. Grilled cheese. Which was yum. Didn't have no tomato soup to go with it, but that's okay. I probably could do without the acid part that the tomato soup gives me anyway right now, because I'm so tired. Just one, thank you. I'm pretty sure these were Joann's something fabric shapes. Yeah, that's what they were called. There's 150 squares. Pretty sure they were from Joann's because I remember going to Joann's and seeing these there. Oh, that is 2 pieces. I don't know how there's one extra of that. Did I not do my 2s good? Let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I have no idea. Whatever. I'll figure it out when I get to the end. This is 2 pieces also. Gotta watch how many I'm pulling. Where am I? Oh, I'm on this pile. This pile. Maybe I just need to sit higher. Maybe that'll help. So, I don't have anything to talk about. If you didn't catch Eric's live yesterday over on Treasure Heart Creations, go ahead and watch it, and maybe you can just watch till you see my quilt. It gets shown somewhere during that video. I have a feeling that there's going to be a bunch of pieces I sewed 2 together accidentally. Well, a lot of them are sticking together. They've been on that shelf so long. Oh no, I'm gonna just finger press and sew them together.
Okay. That makes it easy for me.
And then one giant ironing at the end. You know? I think that'll be the easiest way. No! I feel like I'm silent. Watch any good movies lately? Today we just watched Journey to the Center of the Earth while I was in bed laying down. It wasn't as good as I thought it was when the kids were little and we watched it. It's more of a children's type fantasy movie. You know, believe that you can go to the center of the earth. And there's dinosaurs. And oceans. Okay. I don't know how I'm messing this up. Huh? Oh, to find Eric's channel, just click on the link that has whatever and go subscribe over there so that you can find it again. Scott put the link and Karen put the link in. I have a feeling I'm going to have to go back to the top and find where I'm messed up. How many of you out there just go into wherever your storage of fabric is and just grab something only because you feel like sewing it, whether it makes something nice or not, or just the most easiest project ever? Do you ever just have days where you just go and grab, like me, just grabbing these because I don't know really what to do with them anyway, other than making 4 patches? I have to feel to make sure that these are just one. Donna says she does it with scraps now and then. I do that with scraps all the time.
Kim said she does it.
Kim does it. Well, I can only see certain things.
It's going very fast.
Yeah, it's kind of going fast for me. See, it did it again. See, I'm doing something wrong here because there's one left over every time, unless there's an unequal amount of the colors. No, there's 2 of these left. Okay, that wasn't an unequal amount. So white on top. This one on top. Now I'm going to go back and turn them into 4 patches, just because I feel like I missed something. All right, snippies, snip, snips. Two, 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 two. Thanks, Sandra. That's very sweet of you. Okay, yep, see, so that one is white on bottom, blue on top. See, I knew if I just go back, then I could see where I screwed it up. No, it's fine. Okay, this one I didn't screw up though. There was just one left of that one. I guess these little packs don't have an equal amount of stuff. Well, so far I'm just one off, but you know. So I'll just throw in, I'm going to be mixing all the 4 patches up. I'm not going to put them together in any order, so it's not going to matter, that part. I just want the pairs to be the same, the colors. These are also going to be some wonky 4 patches. This fabric is not the straightest. Yep. Simple 4 patch.
Bam.
Just so that you guys could see.
I'll hold it up so they can see.
Simple 4 patches.
Bam.
Yep. Simple. All right. I'm going to sew all these together and then we'll work on more of the other ones. And just keep going. Oh, I can tell what fabrics were on the top of the pile. Look. It's kind of discolored. This one and this one. See?
Oh, well. It's fine.
They've been sitting so long, the fabrics are discolored. Just one on top. Huh?
When are you going to finish your snails at sea?
When am I going to finish snails at sea? Well, it's under the desk here. Ah, here it is, right here. Look. I sewed 2 together.
You knew it was going to happen. You even said it.
It always happens. Every single time. There
you
it was.
Even said it.
I know I didn't miscount, so it was an equal amount. It's got to be because they were pulling equal. I just sewed 2 instead of 1. All right. It's probably going to happen again, too, because that's just how it works in my world. All right. So that one needed a second. That one's got a second. So
Is there a brand of fabric you prefer over others?
A brand of fabric I prefer over the others? No. I just like fabric.
We use a lot of Waverly.
Yeah, I use a lot of Waverly though, which is Walmart fabric, Walmart brand. And I use a lot of Kona cotton actually too. I also there's a, what is that called? Maywood Studio Fabrics. I have a lot of that too. I bought a lot of it and I've been using it and I really like it. On the correct side.
You to know that she bought the same butterfly panel you just got given to you.
Oh, yeah, the same butterfly panel. That's awesome. I should probably make it. I stuck it in the room.
You haven't gotten a chance yet.
I haven't had a chance, though. I've been busy all week. But, you know, when the time arises, I will make a video making it. I also have other panels and stuff I probably should. I was designing. Okay, you guys remember the cat panel that I got? in a mail opening a couple months back. The really cool cat fabrics. Well, I started designing on the computer a pattern for it, but I haven't had the brain capacity I don't like sitting on a computer, by the way, if you guys haven't known this about me. I haven't had the brain capacity to sit there and finish designing it because I needed to be able to do a measurement thing because I'm building around a panel and I don't want to just guess with the math. So I was trying to make it on the computer first, but it's kind of just on hold for now so that I can do that one. Eventually I'll get to it. There's probably loads and loads of patterns out there for panels. But specific panels require specific patterns because, you know, the panel is a specific size or has however many shapes in it. And this one, I think, has 8 cat pieces, and then the rest is like goes with it fabrics. So I kind of want to like make something that goes with the whole thing. This is taking me so long. I feel like I'm a sloth. Kind of just giving him a finger push and just setting him in a pile. That way when I go to lay the quilt out, I can lay everything out in the order of which I feel like it. Kind of just want to keep sewing all these guys though. And then I'll get to more of that. Now that I know I'm where I messed up. Any questions? About anything. It could be about life right now. I don't care. As long as there's something to talk about. I know you love hearing the sound of my machine, but I mean, I gotta talk about something. Pretty little fabric here.
Do you like English paper piecing?
Do I like English paper piecing? I have not English paper pieced. I show you. I got a bunch of these so that I could try. Guess what they're doing? Collecting dust on a shelf. I have not tried yet. But I'm going to. My friend Becca's all up on this stuff, so I'm going to try it. I've been watching her. She's doing it. So I'll try it. And then once I do, I'll let you know if I like it or not. I don't have, I guess I can use kids' school glue or something. I don't have any glue to glue it all down. And I don't like to hand piece, but I got them so that I can try to make it a small grandma's flower garden. But I didn't get small ones. I got those bigger ones because I don't want to do small. It's bad enough I can barely see. I don't want to try to have to wear glasses and barely see more. You know? But I will try it, and when I do, I will let you know.
You ever gonna do a chandelier quilt?
Ever gonna do a chandelier quilt? Chandelier. Like what Jordan Fabrics and I'm trying to think who else. A cozy quilt pattern. There's a Missouri Star has one, but no. Yeah, they do. Maybe I will, but everybody's done one, so I'm not sure if that would be bad if I do one, because are they all the same measurements? So if they are, then it's okay that I do one too, I guess. Is what I'm saying. I do have a pattern that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's up in there. It's Hanging Gardens. It's a cozy quilt design. I just haven't done it yet because, well, I haven't got to it. I got it back when I used to sew in the garage. That's been a long time. It's been in the pattern bin.
Kits, Kona scraps, what would you do with it?
If what?
If you had a box of legit kits, Kona scraps, what would you do with it?
If I had a box of legit kits, Kona scraps, what would I do with it? Well, I have this package right here and a whole entire tub of it in my fabric room. I have a bunch. What will I do with it? It's just sitting. I have no idea. That's why it's just sitting here. I haven't thought of anything yet. I have so many things that I just, keep doing. Yeah. It's probably going to be something that you guys can't follow along with, so you just have to watch me build it. Whatever I do should be fun. Yeah, I have that thing in here. It's heavy too, and then a tall tub like this tall by this wide by this long. It's in the other room, filled with it. It's also mixed with Tula solids. It's also mixed with hold on, I gotta think. Juicy juice fabric solids. I'm thinking that's what they are, and another one from another kit that was all solids. They're very vibrant, mixed with the ones with the Kona cottons, but I'm going to use all of it, whether it's the same feel or not. I'm going to just use it all. So I've been putting it all in one bin, but they're all leftovers from kits. I buy the thread that I'm using now from Connecting Threads. You can also find it at Superior Threads now. Scott is putting a link in. You just type in the search bar. He's putting a link for both, but just type in the search bar Essentials thread. You don't have to buy these little cones either, because Essentials also sells big giant cones. But I tend to use the little ones for piecing, because the bigger ones, last time I don't think we had black or white available in the big cone last time, and that's why we got the 8-pack of white ones. Okay, what was I on? This one, white on top. This is like a great workout here. So I'm using both hands to do this. 2 pieces, just want one. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but when you're wrestling with a quilt, when you're making it and it starts getting heavy, and your workout is always the arm that's pulling it, which is the left, because your machine is this way. So your left arm gets all the exercise and gets weaker, and your shoulder starts hurting. And your right arm's just like doing nothing, snipping fabric, I guess. But everything is on this side. Yeah.
Is Kona fabric thicker?
Is Kona fabric thicker? No. Actually, Waverly fabric is thicker than Kona cotton. I don't have any on the bolt to grab and show you guys, or else I would.
I cut my fabric with pinking shears.
If I cut my fabric with pinking shears, what?
Will it fray less?
Will it fray less? Yes. Problem is, cutting with the pinking shears is you're gonna, one, it's gonna have a lot of fabric dust. Okay. 2, are you cutting, like, say you're drawing your square out with something and then cutting it? Because that's just a waste of time. You might as well just go ahead and cut everything with a rotary cutter. And then maybe when you're done, just go through all your seams and snip them. So with like 1/2-inch seams and then cut it off, whatever. I mean, that's kind of stupid to do that, but that's a lot of extra work. But I mean, you can. It's more of a hassle, but you can do it. Nobody's stopping you.
Does Kona have a different feel?
Kona does have a different feel, yes, to me, personally. Some people out there that use Walmart Waverly like I do and Kona cotton, you'll know what I'm talking about. It feels softer. Also, there's another fabric. Art gallery fabrics. Have you guys ever felt those? Those have a totally different feel too. They feel almost silky, kind of like Tula pink wide backs. Also silky-ish, but a lot more silkier feeling than the art gallery fabrics. I do know a little bit about fabrics, like the feels and stuff. Because I feel a lot of fabric. People send me fabric all the time, so I feel a lot of different brands of fabric. Yeah, so I have some art gallery solids, and they are like definitely silkier feeling than any other solids I've ever felt. Yeah, it's a little like bundle thing that I have. I also have fat quarters of all sorts of different brands.
What's your favorite fabric for piecing, or your favorite thread for piecing?
Favorite thread for piecing? I don't have a favorite. I just use whatever I use, but Essentials thread is technically my go-to because I'm almost out of the big spools of Orifil, and once I run out, then it will only be this. So I kind of just go between the two. I don't really have any favorite anythings, honestly. I do have favorite notions, like these kind of snips are my favorite kind of snips. But I do have a pair at my embroidery machine that are little tiny, little snippy snips. I bought 2 pairs and I lost the second pair. One's at the embroidery machine, and I thought I put a pair at the long arm, but it's not there. I don't know what happened to it. So I need to get myself another pair because those are my favorite for getting really close threads, which on the long arm I really need.
Who do you think is the best jelly?
Who do I think has the best jelly rolls? For the longest time, I liked Benertex. I liked Benertex jelly rolls. They weren't as messy, but then I started getting the Robert Kaufman ones, the jelly rolls, and I liked those too. They weren't as messy. Then I started buying jelly rolls that were batiks. They don't make messes because they don't shred very bad. So then I was even more happier. So I guess it's whatever. I've used tons of different brands. Like I said, I really have. There's a couple different brands I don't like. Like this right now is Joann's fabric. I don't like it. I don't like the feel of it. It just feels funky to me.
Put a link in for your Martelli cutter.
Oh, Scott put a link in for the Martelli cutter. Oh yeah, that's my other thing I can't live without. This is my Martelli cutter, which is buried right here. See, this thing. That's one of my other favorite notions. Favorite ruler. This one right here is my favorite because I use it all the time. But my actual favorite ruler brand is Quilter Select. But I like the Missouri Star because this one's like super handy dandy. It fits charm packs. You cut layer cakes. You can do 2.5-inch strips. It's a 5-inch by 15-inch. So it's like perfect for that. And it's always there for me to grab.
Your gummies are still in there.
Well, I ate 2 packs. I brought gummies in yesterday, so I have my little Scooby snacks. You never know when you need a Scooby snack while you're sewing.
You're so cute. I love you.
Any other favorite things? Let's think. Just because I'm on the subject, I like these scissors. They are a no-name dollar store brand. I have 1, 2, a pair in the room, 3, and then a pair at the long arm, the pink ones at the long arm. So I have 4 pairs of these from the dollar store, back when it was only the 99-cent store. And guess what? I've never had to sharpen them. The pink pair that's out at the long arm, I've had the longest. I got those when I first started sewing. Yep. So they're 9 years old. They cut batting. They cut layers and layers of stuff. And guess what? They're still as sharp as the day I got them. So just remember, don't judge dollar store supplies because they work.
Well, the 99-cent store went out of business.
The 99-cent store went out of business, so all that's left is Dollar Trees. But still, same difference. Dollar store stuff.
Do you have a favorite jelly roll pattern?
A favorite jelly roll pattern. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of them lately, if you haven't noticed. I just did a new one that I called Icy Hot. That is used by a jelly roll. And before that, I did.
If they haven't watched that
video, if you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. And then before that, I did Line Dance. That one was fun. And before that, I did, what else did I do? I've probably already quilted it since then. What am I grabbing here? This one. Yeah, if you look, I have done plenty of jelly roll patterns. And if you go to the playlist on my channel, there's a playlist that's called Patterns I Have Designed. Tons of those are my favorite jelly roll patterns because they use jelly rolls.
What's your favorite quilt block?
Favorite quilt block would have to be any star. 8-pointed stars, regular stars, stars. I just like star blocks. But my favorite regular, not star quilt block is a churn dash. And my next favorite is a Dresden. So if I could just make those all the time, I would. And the funny thing is I don't really like to applique much, but I'll make Dresdens. I'll make a lot of them. I have made a lot of them. There's a whole series on them.
You do.
I've made them for clients. I've made them for myself. I've made them as wall hangings. I've made all sorts of Dresden quilts. Let's see, what else do I have as a favorite? Favorite quilt saying is finished is better than perfect. I don't remember who says that. I think everybody says it. There's somebody that says it all the time. Can't think of the name, but you get the picture. Favorite machine is my Juki TL 2010Q. Oh, Zaza, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's awesome of you. Let's see, what else could be a favorite thing? Oh, one thing I absolutely can't stand is not being able to use the threader on this machine, or any machine really. I really just can't use it. On the Juki HZL F600, that one that I have, that one, the threader's so easy. But every other machine that's ever had a threader, I can't use it. So my favorite little tool is these hummingbird threaders. And if you get one, it may look like it goes like this, but technically you use it upside down like this. So you stick it in, you move this little thingy out of the way, and you stick it in the hole, put your thread on it, and pull it through. Because the little hook is actually on the top, not on the bottom, like you'd think it would. But then it has no room to go in, so you go this way, because it has room to go in the hole. That's absolute favorite right there, because I can't thread a needle for the life of me. I was even hand sewing. What did I hand sew? I hand sewed a sleeve on the quilt recently, and I used this little needle threader. And guess what? I was able to thread my little hand sewing needle even.
Have you ever used that star book?
Have I ever used a star book? I don't even know if I have a star book. Oh, that if I have it, if it's from Kim, then yeah, I have it somewhere. I don't know if I've used it. I probably have. It's somewhere on my bookshelf right here, and I have books just lying out because I grab at them every now and then for inspiration, or I definitely grab my block tools. I have block tool books that I use quite often to get size references when I'm trying to design something or think of something to make. I tend to use those.
Have you made a jelly roll jackpot pattern?
Jelly roll jackpot. No, I have not. And if I have, it's because I've made something up on my own that looks similar. I don't know. I don't really buy patterns. That's one thing I don't buy, really. The ones I do have were bought as, when I was a beginner, or as something that was to be a collab with somebody else. So those are the ones I have bought, like the Tula pattern. For the butterfly quilt, that was meant to, I bought it so that Eric and I can do the collab, which we finally did after all these years. I also bought, here's one that I bought that I really want to do. You guys asked what patterns. This one I could probably do with the solids, all those extra solid fabrics. Where is it at? I have videos on sort of paper piecing. I bought this. This is what I can use those solids for. I bought this a long time ago, Fancy Forests. I really want to do this one. I just haven't yet. It's a Elizabeth Hartman pattern. Makes a 67 by 91 and 37 by 47 animal sampler quilts. I totally want to make this. I just haven't yet. But I do have a ton of solids. I could make it like a large quilt, though, not a small quilt. I don't want to make a small quilt. The pattern just sits over there on the shelf. I don't have a lot of patterns, but the ones I do have, a lot of them I've already made, or I made a video with them. But that one I haven't made yet. It's on the to-do list someday. And now that I think about it, I can do it with all those solids. That would be cool. I won't do it as a sew along though. I'll just sew it. And if you want to get it, you can sew it with me. It's not going to be anytime soon because I really got to get my long arm stuff figured out and done before I start making a bunch more big quilts. That's a good thing about today. This is going to be a little quilt. So it doesn't even have to get stored hanging up. It can just get thrown in the floor of the closet for all I care. Or quilted up real quick and gifted to a baby or something. Of course, I don't know anybody having any babies anytime soon, so. Let's move these over and turn some of this into 4 patches again. All right. I'm also pressing everything by finger to the dark. With anything that you use white in the background, you should always press to the dark. I don't really make that many quilts with white backgrounds, but the last couple quilts I've made in video, I have made white quilts, which is very rare for me. Back to the sound of silence.
Okay, do you want to answer this? I'm going to do it for you. But so you're putting the 2 colors that are the same in the 4 patches?
Yep, I'm putting 2 matching into the 4 patches. So it's just matching. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all the matching colors into their piles. And then when I go to put the quilt together, I'll lay, say, this one next to this one, and then the third one will go in. Let me just grab one of these off of here. So this will be like the third color.
You can't see the white on white very
You
well.
can't see the white on white, no, but it'll alternate, obviously. So it'll be matching, you know, and then I'll do the next row where this color will be here, this color will be there, and the next one will be there. You know what I mean? That's how I'll do that. How do I have a, did it blow away? It probably did.
What causes nesting on the back of the quilt?
What causes what?
Nesting.
Nesting on the back of the quilt, which is just a bunch of threads gathered together. When you don't chain piece, you end up with nesting on your initial, and that's because your thread is singles at that moment. We're gonna take a piece. So I just cut my thread. That's matching, that's matching, that's matching. And now we're gonna sew a new one on. Let me put where the color is on the top so that it does it on the back of it. Okay. We wanted it to do this on purpose. So here is when you chain piece. Get it to focus. See how the end just goes on to the next one with the stitch? When you just start out fresh without pulling your threads up, that's what happens. That's nesting. It's going to do it every single time. If you chain piece, you won't have this problem. It'll just go into the next piece. See the difference? That's how things nest. It's just because you're not chain piecing and you're starting each one with a fresh thread. And you know, I've noticed, like, because on my industrial machine, I have to hold the thread tails to start, but that means you always have to, let me do this real quick. This means every single time you will have to do this. Let me get this ready to sew. This is why I chain piece all the time. I don't have those problems. So I sewed it, but instead of breaking my thread, you pull a long tail like this, snip it. Obviously, I have my nesting up there because that's just what happens. Now I have a really long tail. You don't have to pull it as far out as I did. I just did that as an example. And when you go to sew your next one, this is a hassle to do every time, I think. I think it's just time consuming. But if you're a slower sewer, then you don't have to. So now I'm holding my thread tails. I'm holding them so that they don't nest underneath. And now it went straight in with no nesting. But now you have to cut all these off. Does that make any sense? So it's better to just chain piece everything, you know? Or put in a leader and an ender. Like if you're doing a second project, say you're doing a project that has a bunch of little half square triangles on the side, just start throwing those in every time. You know, chain piece all this big stuff and then throw your little other project in between those, you know, so you can do two projects at the same time. And if you're working on one of those machines that has, you know, the elongated hole because it's not, you know, single stitch, then you want to make sure that you're not sticking your triangle points in first. You stick your solid points in because that also will cause nesting and it'll cause the triangle points to get stuck down in your machine. You don't want that. I didn't learn my lesson of those problems until I got this machine. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So always make sure you have your thread connected to something, whether it's your leader and ender or it's, you know, what you can do with these projects, your 2.5 inch squares. Say you want to make a bunch of 4 patches towards something that's all scrappy because you have a bunch left over. Start throwing those through in between your main project that you're doing, you know, and then that will help with having nested threads. It also helps when you're doing half square triangles so your little points don't get stuck down in your thing. But I always say with half square triangles, always put your flat end in first, not the triangle part. All right, let's sew some more of these. I gotta mix it up a little, you know. Color up. Oop, we want color on. Top. I hope that helps people that are, you know, thread issues. Another thing about the thread, making sure you're keeping your thread track clean because lint can build up in between your tension discs. So make sure you're cleaning that out. A lot of people don't think to do that, but to clean your tension discs, all you literally need is a piece of fabric, fold it in half, not your edge side that's cut, but your blunt side now, and literally slide it in between until it makes that clicking sound, or you can open it by lifting your presser foot, slide this in between the discs, and just run it all the way around, and that will pull all the dust out between your discs. Another thing to not do on a sewing machine, so you don't have thread issues, is don't ever pull your thread up. Always pull it down through. That's why you guys always see me tie my thread off and then pull it through. That's just a habit though from the long arm, but always pull it through down out, because if you pull it back up, you can get it stuck and you unadjust your tension, which you probably didn't know, but maybe you do now. Yeah, there's all sorts of like little things. When you're,
Do you like the scant 1/4 inch foot better or the foot with the seam guide?
I use the scant 1/4 inch foot that comes with the machine. I have a bunch of feet that go to this machine.
Why? You like that one better?
I like this one the best because I can put my magnetic seam guide up to it and it works perfect. I do have, it's under here. Which one is it? This one. I have one of these feet right here that is supposedly a right side. What is the word for it? What is the word for it? It has a lip. Well, anyways, this lip is actually a 1/4 inch away from where the needle goes through the hole. So this could be used as a 1/4 inch foot. You just slide your fabric right up to that and slide it right in and get perfectly 1/4 inch seams every single time. I used to use this for the longest time, but now I don't because I like this foot better. But just so you guys know, it does come with one of these machines. Well, mine did. And one of these feet. Yeah, I used to use it all the time. I also have a Teflon foot, free motion quilting feet, zipper foot, walking foot. Actually, I have more than one walking foot because I have more than one of these machines. Yeah. Also with walking feet, make sure you keep those clean too. Did you know that you can get these all disgusting and nasty and they won't work properly and then they'll break? So make sure when you're done with them that you clean all the dust off of them, and before you put them away till your next time. Commonly asked questions, what needles do I use? I use organ needles, and I'll have Scott hold it up so that you can see. I use a 9014 always for everything. Bag making, sewing clothing, sewing whatever. I use the same needle and it just does anything and everything. I have never had a problem. I don't have issues, but I use titanium coated of this. You can show them the back too so they could see what size I use. But I buy them by the 100 pack. And well, I've used quite a bit of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 70 more needles left. So, but I just use a 9014. Some people say they use the 1170. What is that one called? I used to use them. Is it in this pack? I can't tell. Either way, a lot of people use the other ones, but I like these the best on every single one of my machines. Well, I can't use these ones. These are for the bigger Jukies, but because these are side needles, because I load from the side.
8012, is that the
8012, that's what it is. A lot of people use those. I don't. I like the 9014. I've been using it for a lot of years on all of my machines, and I've never had a problem. I think that's what's even in my serger. In my twin needle thing. That's in the serger. That's the size I put in there. I've never had a problem.
Where do you buy the organ needles in bulk?
The organ needles in bulk, that one is from Superior Threads. Right? Yeah, Superior Threads. Scott put a link. We get those at Superior Threads because I can't find them anywhere else. Not for the price. No, we don't get them at that one. No, we get them at Superior Threads every time because I have the little boxes that they send them in. Oops. Nope. Nope. Yes. Yes. Whew. So tired. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's see. What else? Commonly asked questions. Commonly asked questions. Marking tools. Let's see. I'm making these things up as I go. Marking tool wise, I like friction pins. If you don't know what that is, it's these things. You literally draw and write. Mine's going out. I got one line on me. And then you put it under the heat. And look, it disappears. Pretty cool, huh? Let's see, what else? Pins. I don't use them very often, but when I do, yellow heads. Because they're just the right length.
You rarely use
I rarely use pins. I did clip. I used clips to put my Tula quilt together, but those were some really long seams at the end, so I used clips to keep all that together. When I say clips, if you're a beginner and don't know, you need to get yourself a whole pile of these. They're called binding clips. Smart, because I use these for binding as well, but these little clips, every now and then, is better than using a pin because you don't stab yourself, but they do add a little bit of weight. So if you're sewing a really long seam and most of it's hanging on the floor still and you got these clips on it, it does make it a little bit heftier. Just know that. Just slightly though. Let's see. Iron brands. I really don't like the Eliso big ones anymore. Now that I've had 2 of them, I don't like them. So, just saying, for those of you out there in the world, if you're thinking about buying Eliso, you might want to take a second thought about it. Unless it has an off button and you can turn that up and down thingy off, they're sluggish a little on my, both of the ones I've had. A little sluggish on the going up and down. So if you want to get your ironing done, you might want to skip that brand. Any Walmart iron, anything you can find at Walmart or Amazon, the cheap ones, little Black & Deckers and whatever other brands, Panasonics and all that. Perfect. Hamilton Beach. They do make a Panasonic cordless, and I've seen it at Walmart twice now. They do sell the Panasonic cordless, but they sell the aluminum one, not the ceramic plate one. If you get a Panasonic cordless, I highly, highly recommend the ceramic plate one over the aluminum plate because it stays hotter longer. But, my favorite iron, though, was the Shark. We called Squeak. If you guys have ever watched my beginning videos,
I don't think it was your favorite. That was my favorite.
It was Scott's favorite. It was my favorite at first, though, too. It used to squeak, and people would be watching the video, and they were like, "What's that sound?" It did that, and everybody's pets would start barking at the TV, and they'd say it in the chat,
And that's because not for me.
It squeaked. But now we have Gurgle. Gurgle is a Black & Decker. He gurgles. He has a, what is it called in there?
I don't know.
It's a bladder. It has a bladder built into the iron, so it makes gurgling sounds. His gurgle. He almost sounds like he's farting, but gurgle was a better name than fart. Let's see. Thinking. Oh, I like my little Sunbeam thing. It's a good little iron. Let's see. I've used the little Oliso miniature irons at Becca's house because she has them. They work just as good as the Sunbeam. They're the same thing to me. Any iron with a ceramic plate is better than the others. Plus the aluminum ones, they get scratched up really easily. I don't know how you scratch them going over fabric and seams, but they get scratched. It's the weirdest thing. Let's see, other stuff. I can't think. Give me something. What did I not cover? Oh, if you're ever gonna get a new machine, here's for those of you that are looking into mechanical machines, single stitch, versus the other machines. Whatever machine you decide to buy, make sure you have a knee lift. I'm telling you, if you want to free motion quilt or if you want to whatever, you never have to reach back here and do anything. You're never reaching for anything. It's right there at your knee. Very simple to use. You don't even need a lot of pressure to lift it up enough to get your stuff underneath it or to pivot or turn. Like, let's just say and you can do it standing or sitting because the knee lift hangs down enough to where your leg just hits it just right at your thigh. Right now it's at my knee, but if you're thinking about getting a new machine, get one with a knee lift.
Do you use the oiler pen for your Juki?
Do I use a what?
The oiler pen for your Juki?
No, I don't have any oiler pins. I actually just use this. I use this at my long arm, the Jukis, and the industrial, and the embroidery machine. All those machines get oil. So this one gets oil on the hook, and in my little 6 ports. Not very often though. Some people say do it every 3 months. Some people say every time you sit down to sew, but you only need one little drop. The more you put in it, the more you're going to overfill the wicks that are in there or the tray, and then you're going to have oil making a mess. So be very aware of how much oil you're putting.
How
if you
often do
see it,
oil yours?
I oil mine probably once every week.
And
I use my machine quite often. But the long arm I oil with every bobbin change. The embroidery machine we oil with every bobbin change. And this one you can put oil on the hook with every bobbin change, but you really don't need to. Honestly, this is a well-oiled, structured machine, so it works great. And then my industrial, I put it on the little red dots that get oil every time I make something, which is rare. But when I do make something on it, I'll just put my couple drops of oil on that, and I can actually pull it from the bottom too and put those same oil. But yeah. You're not supposed to put oil in your computerized machines unless specified to. So don't think you need to oil your computerized machines that you have purchased. They do not need them. You don't need oil in the bobbin case area or any of that. It's all in one unit. You just leave it alone unless your manual says to. Only the mechanical machines like long arms, the straight stitch machines, industrial machines get oil. Just so that you guys know, because I've heard a lot of people say that they oil their little machines, and you shouldn't be oiling. If it says not to, don't. You're just going to make it worse, or it can ruin something. They do, when they clean your machines for you, when they take them apart and clean them, they put oil and greases in the little units that it's supposed to go in, but it's a self-contained unit. And I've taken lots of machines apart. My old Kenmore machines were the only ones out of all the brothers and singers and everything I've had, that only the Kenmores needed oil. Because they were old. They were like really old. And then obviously if you're using like Becca's machine is like a 301 or something like that. I don't know the difference on all those machines, or those little featherweights. Those take oil too. Specialty oil. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but I use the same Juki oil on all of my machines.
Have you use thread magic?
Thread magic. Thread
I
magic.
don't know what
I'm
it is.
trying to think of what thread magic is. That would be something like this, maybe?
I don't know
I'm
what
going to
is.
hold it up to the camera. Is it something like this thread stuff? Because I do have this, but this is for hand sewing. I don't know. I have another kind too. I'm trying to think of where it is. But it's like a disc that you can run your thread through. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Anyways, I have some of that kind of stuff too. I don't know what brand it is, but it might be what you're talking about. And I've also tried a long time ago, I don't know if whoever remembers this video, but we actually did a test on thread soaked in mineral oil. Did it work?
No.
No. Absolutely 100%. If you see someone saying that, do not soak your thread in mineral oil. I wasted a whole entire big, huge spool of thread putting mineral oil on it. Do not do it. It made it horrible. It didn't run through any of in the video. I think we ran it through like 3 machines. It didn't run through anything. It just kept breaking and breaking and breaking. Don't do it. So if you see someone that says do that, don't. It's not a treatment for your thread at all. Just leave the way the thread comes is the way you should use it. Let's see, other things that I have tried or done. I don't know. They'll have to ask because I can't remember off the top of my head.
What do you take apart when deep cleaning your Juki? Tell me a video.
I have a video on how I take my Juki apart and how I have a video on the Brother SQ9285 all taken apart too. I have never taken my new Juki HCLF 600 apart because it's still new. I don't use it enough, so it's not even dirty. So I don't need to clean it. I have not taken my long arm completely apart, but I do take the parts apart to clean it. I've never taken the embroidery machine apart either. And my big Juki Industrial, I just tipped the whole machine back. But there's a video. I literally take the tops off. I take all the bottom stuff off. I take the back thing off right here, this section. I take all of it apart completely. And it gets fully cleaned and dusted because you wouldn't think it, but dust comes from not just this area, but it makes its way all the way around, and this right here sucks dust in.
Have you ever had where your needle won't come up?
Have I ever had it where my needle won't come up? Yeah, when my machine, when the motor went out, when the motor died, yeah. And then I do have a machine out in the garage. It's in pieces and parts. I should probably put it back together someday. But the wheel on it won't turn at all. I tried, it's locked, I don't know, and the needle was just stuck halfway down, like it just randomly seized up in a almost down position. And let's just say I've never used it. I took it apart back before I knew anything about anything, and I could never get it back together. It's actually a Brother Project Runway 100, PRW 100. Yeah. But it's a pretty, it was a good machine until that happened. I couldn't figure out what it was. I took it completely apart. It's like, why is this not working? I couldn't figure it out. I tried turning, tried moving things on the inside. It was just completely locked up. One of my Kenmore's locked up, but it was just because there was like a sensor or something underneath it, and all I did was turn the piece manually with the pliers inside the little bay thing. I don't know what those parts and pieces are, and it unlocked it. I don't know. I got rid of that machine though. I fixed up like a couple of machines and sold them.
What kind of oil is it that you use?
The oil I use is, he's gonna grab it down. It's the Juki Defrix, whatever. What does it say on it?
Yeah, Defrix. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Is that number one or
yes,
number? Yeah,
one.
number one.
From Japan. It says at the bottom, made in Japan.
Yeah, that's what I use. And then the oiler is just a oiler. You can find these online. You just have to watch out though, because some of these, the stick part, the one that's at my long arm, the stick part doesn't stay. This one it's stuck that way. It's stuck out. But the one at my long arm, every time I go to put it in there, so oil starts leaking out of here. I probably should put that one over there and this one over here, but or the one that's at the other machine. I don't know. I can move them around. Yeah, the one at the long arm is making a mess. Quite the mess. We're on this one now. So I have to be careful with the oiler. Make sure I pop the thing out all the way. But they do make a pin, like somebody asked earlier. Becca had the pins. It's a little like pin, looks like a pin. And you fill it with the oil and you just squirt it on. It just does one little tiny squirt every single time. I tried that at her house. I never thought to get any from my house because I have the bigger oilers. So, or else maybe I would have, gotten it because it was pretty easy to use. But that oil that he showed you guys, I've used that on all the mechanical machines. And I've never had a problem. I just have the every now and then problem of this machine or the other Juki or my long arm misbehaving. And that is because, well, that just happens. Like right now. Nothing of my fault. Or my doings. It just happens because I do use the machine an awful lot. Because it's for business and pleasure. Although I use it more for business than pleasure. But I get pleasure out of my business, so I guess it runs both ways. Once I do this color, I'll separate them all again. I feel like I've been sewing for just these two pieces this whole entire time. Let's see, I'm thinking. Storage. My favorite storages, watch my video about storage and organization. You see it in every single one of my videos. Right there. Those little dollar store shoe boxes. And guess what? They were only $1.25 now, but they weren't at the time. They're only $1. So you just go back to the store if the lid breaks or something, or the container breaks, which it hasn't yet because those are old as crud and they're still going good since we bought them. But they last forever, and I keep most sizes in all those little containers, or you could put your started projects in them. Oops. That one was supposed to be white up. So that means this one is going to be white up.
Is beeswax good for thread?
Is beeswax good for thread? For hand sewing, you shouldn't be running it on your thread that's going to run through your machine. If somebody out there has done it and it worked out great, good for them. But I had what else did I do in that video? It wasn't just it was a bunch of thread secrets, things that they say that works online, but it didn't.
It's only good for hand quilting.
Yeah, it's only good for hand quilting. How did we pull the plug? With probably needle nose pliers.
Yep.
Yeah, we probably use needle nose pliers.
And then we just get it pushed back in tight.
And we
have
just,
it pushed
it's
in
not
most of the
pushed
way.
in tight. It's just some of the way pushed in. But if you're looking for storage and organization, check out my video on that. Comic book card thing. Yeah, comic book cards for bolting it up. Going to your local stores if you have the space for the regular bolts. Go to your store. Do you have any leftover bolts? And they should give them to you. They usually don't care unless it's something they need to keep the skew off of.
Or find a local quilter like us that has a zillion.
Or find a local quilter who buys by the bolt and always has a bunch of bolts. We keep piling them out in the garage, and some people take them, some people don't. I have used a few for crafts. I needed things to lay down on the ground so that I could spray paint and not make a mess. Let's see, what else? I can't think of anything. Last week we talked about thread, right? Yeah. So we already covered that one. Pretty sure it was Superior. Hold on, we'll take one look real quick. I'm pretty sure that's where I got them.
What quilters do you follow other than your friends?
What quilters do I follow other than my friends? I have a friends list. If you go to like my main YouTube page and you scroll the home page of my main page, and you scroll to the bottom, you'll see friends list. Those are all the channels I follow. But if the things I follow, like all the stuff I follow on YouTube, is public, so you guys can go to view all on my whatever I'm following because it's on there somewhere, and you can see all the different things I follow. The cruise is a year from last week, August 28th of 2026 through trying to think, September 4th, yeah, of 2026. And we're going to Alaska. For any information, or if you want to know about the cruise or how much and all that kind of stuff, in the description of every video since the cruise came about, it's there. So you'll see it up to about 3 months prior to the cruise, and that's when that's the cutoff to sign up time. I don't mean to look things up while on here, but I don't have a computer. No, the box that they ship it in. I thought it was over there. I don't remember. I could have swore it was Superior Threads. Maybe it was another name of a thread one.
Well, we have Sulky, we have Connecting Threads.
No, it wasn't from Connecting Threads. No, it wasn't Fat Quarters Shop.
QBPN?
No, it wasn't them. I don't remember. Oh, we ran out of bobbin. Oh, these ones. Yeah, it doesn't say on the package itself.
Well, they sell them on here. I just don't see a ball. They have a pack. One pack for $5.59.
Put it up here.
I don't see a ball. Oh, we got them from Becca's place.
No, that was the previous time.
Oh.
And I think that was long arm needles that we got.
Oh, yep, that's right. That was the long arm needles.
Yep, that was the long arm needles that we bought. Because I picked them up when I was at her house.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I feel like I ran out of things.
It's 6:30. We'll be done. You gonna do any sewing tomorrow for Labor Day?
Am I going to do any sewing tomorrow? It depends on how tired I am. And if I actually get up and out of bed and have breakfast before 10 a.m., which I didn't today or yesterday. 10 a.m. is, I usually eat lunch at 10 a.m. So I really just couldn't get out of bed today. And then I went right back to bed. I had my breakfast and went back. What?
How often do you change your sewing needle?
How often do I change my sewing needle? Well, that's a different story. I don't really change as often as I should because I use the titaniums and I feel like they last a lot longer. I probably should change it more often, but I don't. On my long arm, I do. So here's how the long arm goes, if you just were curious. I change my needle on the long arm with every client quilt. But if I do a client quilt and then like 3 or 4 of my quilts and then a client quilt or 2 or 3 client quilts, I do a client quilt, fresh new needle, my quilt, same needle, my quilt, same needle, my quilt, same needle, my quilt, same needle. Client quilt comes along, brand new needle. Next client quilt, brand new needle. Next client, you know what I mean? I only change it for client quilts. And this, I probably once a month I put a new needle in here. I mean, and that's pushing it. You know, you're supposed to change them with every project, but I don't think the titanium ones go dull with every project. I think they, as seen here, I've done like 15 projects now, and the needle is still sewing good. I have been using this Juki, this brand, the TL2010Q, since the end of 2016.
What about the one you're on?
The one that I'm on, the previous one was the end of 2016. I used that all the way up until 2023 when, in the beginning of 2023, the motor burnt out. So I ended up getting this one. So since the beginning of 2023, I've been on this one. Well, since April of 2023, I've been on this one. Because this one came before my son died, and then he died, and I started sewing on it. That's how the reason why I remember when this machine specifically came to this house, and I started using it. I wouldn't have remembered any other way. I just know I got one originally in the end of 2016. I don't remember which month. Because the beginning of 2018 is when I got my long arm, which this was on a frame prior to me having the long arm I have now. I've had that long arm since the beginning of 2018, since January, I think. It could have been December of the previous year of 2017 that we got it, but it wasn't set up and fully in the garage until 2018.
Where do you get your machines?
Where do I get my machines? At SewingMachinesPlus. Scott put a link. I exclusively get all of my machines from SewingMachinesPlus, with the exception of one. One of the machines that is in this house came from a fan out there. Another one came from Walmart, but one of them, my serger was sent to me. It was a mail opening once, and it was two big, huge serger boxes, and they were heavy, and it was supposed to be just fabric. And I said, wouldn't that be funny, ha ha ha, if there was actually a serger in this box? And so I'm opening, and one of it's all fabric, so nothing funny of it. But the second box I opened, it was the serger. It was what the box said it was. I thought it was the craziest thing, and I was overly surprised, but the person had an extra one, and they didn't need it, so they shipped it to me. And I've used it for a lot of different things now, so it's come in handy. And then the final machine came from Walmart. That was my original before the Juki came into my life, was Little Brother SQ9285. But I've had a lot of brothers from Walmart prior to. Like I said, another one sits in pieces in the garage. Just never put it back together. Now that I know a little bit more about fixing them, I probably should try. Maybe I can get it running and donate it to somebody who needs a sewing machine locally. That's what I did with like two of the brother machines we previously had. I donated them to a little old lady who was teaching her grandkids to sew. I think on a normal day I would have had all 150 of these sewn up by now.
I
feel like I'm going like in super slow turtle mode. I mean, the pedal goes fast, but me is not. Awkward silence again. Any more questions? And don't forget, if you ever want to make something and you want, you know, using jelly rolls, layer cakes, charm packs, or just randomness, I have a lot of videos on my channel. If you, other than me sewing 4 patches here because I'm in a lully, like, brain fart tiredness. But on a normal basis, I have so many videos that show you and tell you how to do things.
Irons, how to make ironing
Yeah, I
boards.
have how to clean irons, even making my ironing board. A lot of old videos of just randomness.
How to organize.
Organizing, how I cut fabric.
How to change the blade in the Martelli cutter.
Yeah, how to change blades in the Martelli cutter. I have so many just random off the wall, you know, like you wouldn't have even thought of it. Want to hear something even funnier? I've been cleaning my fabric room, and I actually now can walk around the ironing board and I can see what's on my shelves. It's a miracle. It's taken me forever to get to where I am, but most of the scraps are all nicely cleaned up and put away. Finally. Anyways, I'm going through the bags and stuff of scraps that I just have everywhere, you know, in all these little piles. And I'm opening things up. A pile of scraps that I made from a quilt a long, long time ago. And you know what was in it? A ruler. I literally found a ruler buried in a bag in there. Like, I would have never known it was in there. I was so surprised. What? 26 by 64 is how big my ironing board is. My table itself, people, this is another commonly asked question. How big is my table? My table is 36 inches by 72 inches, and it is 26 inches tall. It's not very tall, but I'm shorter, so I have a shorter table. This was the hardest table to find. I spent forever, Scott and I, scouring the internet, Craigslist, Marketplace, all sorts of little for sale sites. Just could not find a desk that had the drawers on the left side. Reason being, I hold my quilts to the right, to the left of me. Everything sits to the left. You need your table space on the left of you. Your machine needs to sit as far over to the right as possible. If the drawers are there, then you're in the middle of your desk. You're not getting the full use out of your desk. So we spent forever trying to find one that I could have the sewing machine on the right side and the drawers on the left, as well as room for other people to sew, which you've seen because my friend Eric sews, and he's really tall, but if you were not as tall as him, you'd fit perfectly on that side. But yeah, I wanted the drawers on this side. And lucky enough, an insurance company closed, and this desk, look, it's not moving. I can't lift it. It takes 4 people to lift this thing. It is a solid, sturdy desk. It does vibrate though from my machine, which you've seen in camera footage accidentally because I didn't know it was doing that. But yeah, we scoured the internet forever. The only bad part about the drawers being on the left is when I go to cut and I'm sitting in the chair, I always knee this stupid thing, which now I want to remove it and just have a big open area, but I don't have nowhere to put my files that are over there, business related stuff, and then all the knickknacks and things that for sewing. I mean, it's probably a bunch of junk up in there. I should probably go through it all because I have like a bunch of these. We buy it by the bulk, buy a lot of, little snips and stuff, and a lot of stuff has just been thrown over here, like marking pencils and my gloves for free motion quilting. The cleaning things, I love these for grabbing and cleaning. These little sewing machine cleaning brushes by Quilting a Day. You go in and you can like get little itty bitty spots, and the little things also fit between the feed dogs to pull the dust out of the feed dogs. These things are amazing. He's gonna show you. I mean, I keep pencils over here. I have tape over here, pencil sharpeners, baskets filled with so much junk. What in the heck is all this?
You really need all those pencils? Good.
Oh, look at, I even have more pins over here. There, butterfly pins, which I have another container of over there. Yeah, I have so much stuff. Tape, double-sided tape, single-sided tape. I have, what's it called, that tape? Duct tape. My markers. Oh, do I have a black one in here? Is this black? I wonder if that's a black. I need a black marker. These are nice pins. What is these? Just a regular pin. Is that a marker?
Yeah, but it seems like it's half dead.
Oh, darn.
Not gonna get much on my hand.
I ran out of my black fabric marker. So I need to get new ones. Oh, I have school glue over here though, but I have school glue over there. I have it everywhere. Oh, my favorite kind of seam ripper. You guys need to know this one. Obviously, I have my wooden one. I'm not showing the front yet, but obviously my go-to seam ripper is this one. It also has a stiletto on the back, right? This is an amazing seam ripper, but I don't use the stiletto part ever because I'm not careful about my sewing. I really don't care. Anyways, I use this all the time because it's my grab and go, and it was a gift to me. But this, I have this at the long arm and over at my embroidery machine. This thing right here, the Seam Fix Seam Ripper, the Gypsy Quilter. This thing has an eraser on it. So what you do, and it's really sharp too. This is my like third one, but it has a really sharp tip. You seam rip, right? And then you put your cap on and you take this piece and you erase all the threads away and the holes. Genius, right? And it works amazing. Yeah, so I have this thing, and I have a purple one and a green one and a red one. And yeah, let's just say these are amazing because of the thing, but I always lose the caps. I don't know why. I'm a cap loser. But these are great, great seam rippers. So Scott will hold it up so you can see, but that's what they are. I think, yeah. But yeah, it has the really cool eraser on it and everything. I always thought that was the neatest thing. I love those, especially at the long arm for the eraser. Oh, look. And I have a rotary cutter over here.
Okay, you have chapstick in there. Are you gonna pull everything out?
Nope. I was just seeing. Well, I was looking at it while I was there. I found a black marker, but it wasn't, enough black marker, I guess.
That's trash.
Trash. Black marker. Darn. Yeah, and then I filled my other my tulip markers. I filled the black up with water. And then I went to go use it, and it just went everywhere. Black dot. It was all over my machine, which, okay, good. It was all over my machine. It was all over me. It was all over my hands, my wrists, everything. So you don't fill them up with water. If it runs out, just go get a new marker. I probably should clean all these up. I have a drawer over there by Scott that's literally filled with brand new products and stuff, extra scissors, snips, and all sorts of things. I probably should put it all in one place because I also have all those things over here next to the iron and on the shelf over there. They're just everywhere. Probably should put all the scissors in one place, all the seam rippers in one place.
How do you get the same pattern all over a quilt manually?
How do I get the same pattern all over a quilt manually, like on the long arm? Because it's magic from my brain to my hands. I just know what I'm doing. I just know what I'm doing. I don't have an answer for that one. Watch my long arm videos and you'll see. It just comes to me. My brain is like a computer that way. In just the long arm quilting way. Any other way it sucks, but yeah, I can quilt a quilt as if it was computerized. The things I can't do are like cars, buses, trains, whatever, those kind of pantos that you can buy. I can't do the curved ones. What is that called? Not a clamshell, but a Baptist fan. I can't do those on my own. I can't even do it with a ruler because I don't have the right rulers for it. Trust me, I've tried. I've done the like by itself type and it doesn't turn out right, like at all. So there's a lot of things I can't do, but there's a lot of things that I can. And I also make things up. And the ones that I do make up funky, like right then and there, I usually go to my book. I have a little book and I draw it out real quick so that I can remember that I can add that to anything. For a really long time now, I've always wanted to do a Welcome to Your Long Arm, Learn How to Long Arm Without a Computer series. I wanted to do Long Arm 101 to teach everybody. Problem is nobody watches the long arm videos, so there's no purpose in me ever doing it. But then you would have been able to learn my brain things. But I have a lot of videos that already show me doing pretty much the things I would teach anyway. It's just on client quilts or whatever because it's on regular fabric and not solid fabrics. I mean, some things are on solid fabrics. Those are mainly just for the visual because if you see it, you know it. And I don't know, I've said this a long time ago and I'll say it now because it needs to be refreshed. If you want to learn to long arm quilt, the videos are actually your best bet. You retain a muscle memory. So say you're watching a quilting video of mine and you're watching it on your phone or a tablet. Your hands are going to go on a handlebar anyway, right? I'm a one-handed quilter, so you can just do this one-handed. But if you think about it, you're watching that video, okay? You're visually seeing what's happening. Move your device and build that muscle memory by following my needle with your device. So you can do it with a tablet if you're just one-handedly doing it and you're trying to train yourself. You can do all that stuff that I have been showing you in long arm, and that holds the same for sit down free motion quilting. Everything that I do on a long arm can be done on a sit down. So if you're learning those hand by watching it, you take that same hand movement and move it on your free motion or on your long arm because it's the same motion between this and a long arm. No matter what, I'm just standing for one and sitting, killing my shoulders for the other. That's the only reason why I don't do it. So just remember the secret. You watch those long arm videos, you're trying to learn, you can do it with anybody's video that has a camera that follows it, not one that's stationary. It's really hard with the stationary videos. You just follow exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? And you'll build that muscle memory before you even get to your long arm. Smart, right? I've been doing it for years. So the people that film them computerized quilting, I can follow those as long as they have the camera hooked to it. There's not very many computerized quilters out there that show their work online, but the ones that do, or even in shorts, the little short videos, I can follow that and I just put it on repeat, follow it over and over until I develop the memory and bam, it's in my head, which is the computer, and I can do it. So just some things I'm limited to. Well, a lot of things I'm limited to, really. But I can do every single kind of flower possible, all the spirals. I can do all sorts of lines. I can do all sorts of custom things that you wouldn't find from computerized unless you're using those like fill-in things, you know? And in my stuff, there's flaws because it's not perfect. It's not a machine. But I do my best, and yeah. I don't need to watch the videos anymore like that, but, you know, if you guys want to learn that way, that's the best way to learn. Because for a long time, that's what I did. So I followed computerized quilting videos. And I just moved my hand. I found myself moving my hands with it. So by the time I got to the long arm, I knew what I was doing. Makes sense in my brain. I don't know about yours, but that's how you learn. You gotta learn by doing it. If you know, are not standing directly at the long arm doing it, you can at least follow the videos and your hands will be doing it. Just like you build your muscle memory when you're sewing, sitting down like this, you know which goes in, and if the longer you sew, the more you don't even have to hold your fabric under the machine because you're so used to it, you know when to catch it and when to slide it over, or, you know you just sew. It becomes natural, like from memory. All right, any last questions before we get off of here?
Would you ever consider a computerized long arm?
Would I ever consider a computerized long arm? Yes. The man in this house thinks I don't need one, but the lady of this house thinks I do.
And the money in this house.
Oh, and the money in this house says, hell no. But no, in the future, someday, the only reason why I want computerized is because I want a second long arm. I want one for all of my free motion, having fun, especially my custom work, because I enjoy doing that. And then I want one where Scott can sit and press a button and make it go. And he could just watch it like he does with the embroidery machine. All he does is press the button. He can just sit there and read his book and press the button, you know? That's and the fact that those machines, so that I could get more jobs if I can do the things that people want. Right now, I'm limited to what my brain holds. So the jobs that I get are people that want me to scribble on their quilt. They want whatever I got going on in here. They could care less if it's some computerized design that you can choose. And that's why my jobs are limited. I only have the people that really want custom whatever. If I had a computer, then there'd be more opportunity, that more people would be sending them because there'd be more designs to choose from. You can choose on a list, blah, blah, blah designs, and then you can choose from Tiffany's head and then send it in, and I will either long arm quilt it or he will. And then we can get more jobs that way. Which in turn would make more money to pay it off, because you know how long it took to pay off my initial long arm? Forever. It's finally paid off though, but it took a long time before that thing made itself worth its money in work. You know what I mean? Worth its value. Is that what the word is? Made it worth its value, worth having? Because I got it for business purposes as well as pleasure, because I obviously was quilting for people prior to. Even when I was free motion quilting for others. Yeah. And that was hard on me. That's why I said I can't do it no more. Any other questions?
How much do you charge for a long arm?
How much do I charge? I charge 3 cents per square inch, and it goes up if you want custom. As soon as you say you want ruler work or stitch in the ditch or anything fancy, then obviously it goes on up to 4 cents a square inch, 5 cents, all the way up to 15 cents. Nothing I really do is more than 15 cents a square inch. So you can get show quilting for 15 cents a square inch and hopefully win some awards with your quilt. Or get darn close to it. But that's the stuff that takes a long time, and I have to know in advance and blah, 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 because, I mean, I do a lot of show quilts, but I need to know in advance because I need to know how many people I have to skip over, because jobs do come in while I'm custom quilting. It always seems to happen. And a quilt can be on the frame for like 10 days, and I'll get 10 more jobs piling up, and then I don't get a break after that. So, and if I know in advance, then I can schedule everybody else's stuff you know what I mean? That way I'm not overworking myself, and I don't want to have, more than 2 months of wait, because I've heard, who was it that somebody just told us that there was a 3-month wait at one place, and I was like, really, 3 months? And they're computerized too. Why is it so long? Unless it's like a heavily filled with quilters area. I never heard of somebody taking 3 months. I'm always 2 weeks to a month out. Just depends. Right now I'm about 3 weeks out, maybe a month, but about 3 weeks.
Your machine broke down.
But my machines broke down, so that changes things. I totally just spaced that, but yeah. Most people just send me their quilts. I know that most people send me their quilts just so that I can do my thing with it. They just want a little bit of me custom on their stuff. Because no matter what I do, it's custom. Nobody else has that same quilting design. It can be the same meander, but it's never the same meander. You know what I mean? I could do a meander on 2 different quilts, but it's not a computerized one, so there's nothing that's exactly the same in rows. It just happens how it happens. So no, everything I do is custom. I can do the same floral design on 3 different quilts, and all 3 will look different. And they'll always have a variation to them. So that's the plus side about what I do, as opposed to a computer. The only thing I can't do is quilt super wide. Some people want really loose quilting, and I just can't do it. It doesn't happen that way. I mean, I can, but it gets tighter as it goes down. It's kind of funny. I'm just used to heavy quilting. I like heavy quilting, or medium to heavy, you know, the in between. All right, it's time. No more questions?
Nope.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me, even though I'm not all me. I'm a little whatever. I mean, I'm kind of funny when I'm tired, but.
Are feathers still a popular pattern for quilting?
Are feathers still a popular pattern for quilting?
Yeah,
Heck
you
yeah,
use
they
them all the
are. I
time.
use them all the time. I do double bump feathers, single bump feathers, curly Q feathers, feathers growing out of feathers. I just did feathers on the quilt that's literally right here next to me. Feathers are still common, especially in borders. Borders and feathers are like a big thing. So yes, they are very common. Common and done all the time still. Anything else? No? All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you Tuesday. I have a long arm video, which is the last of whatever for now until I ever do one again. And then Thursday is breakfast at Tiffany's, and I don't know what I'm doing then, so it'll be a surprise, like always. See you guys later. Bye.